I want to tell you about an absurdity so absurd that your mind will be blown. Now, what if I told you that for 5 years there was only 5 Lego Clone Troopers made? You wouldn't believe me, but that's the case. I mean, it's sort of the case. I mean, basically, it is the case because from the years 2016 to 2019, we basically got 7 clones-ish. So what happened? I have a list right here. I was watching, a Brick Vault video, as you do, and they did the clone video, and I started to know something, and it really got me thinking why clones are so expensive. And it makes so much more sense now. Because if you look, in 2016, we got a pilot in a battle pack. And we also got Old Rex, Old Gregor, and Old Wolf. So those don't even really count because they're not like army building type things. In 2017, we got a Phase 2 Heavy in Ayla Secura's tank, that one. In 2018, we got a Phase 2 clone, or a Phase 1 clone in the Kiari Mundi battle pack. In 2019, we got Green, a Scout Trooper. That's it. And those are generally like more of the cheaper clones on the market. Gree, Scout Troopers, the Phase 1 clones. But how have we gone so long? Like, I get, you had Rogue One coming out. You had The Last Jedi coming out. You had what's coming out in 2016? My point. We did not get any clones. I mean, like, one was a pilot. That's not even, like, that doesn't suffice. We got no 501st Troop. Like, they have no excuse. I believe there was Clone Wars coming out in 2016. Netflix did their release. And don't tell me, oh, well, it was a short release. It wasn't that small of a season. They're doing it for Season 7. They did it for The Mandalorian. That was one 8-episode show. Do not give me that. I mean, I don't know what Disney's saying in their marketing. And don't give me that, oh, well, there were other movies coming out. When The Mandalorian was coming out, they did sets for that. They did the AT-ST Raider. And granted, they only did do one, and then they did the Mando Battle Pack. So right now, I think we have 2 Mandalorian sets. And then we're getting the Razor Crest and the like, what are they? The buildable figures. But how did that happen? I mean, I know how it happened, but it's just annoying. And I think that's a large reason to why clones are so expensive, and why I think myself and many others are just so like excited for these new clones coming out, because it's like, oh, we get something like. Sorry, this is a bit of a rant video. I found it a bit absurd that there were no freaking clone troopers for that long. Like, how did that? There was a whole generation of Lego fans, and I would be included. Like, usually by now, for people like my age, they don't get, or they're not in the Lego anymore. But like, a whole generation missed out on clone troopers because they could get these crap sequel sets. No offense, like the sequel sets are meh. I think I like the UCS, not the UCS, that Star Destroyer. That's it. I mean, I have a bunch of the other ones, and I'm just looking at them like, I don't use them. I don't like the I don't mind the sequels, but they're not my like favorite, personally. But yeah, do you want to see all the Clone Wars sets I have? And I am a Clone Wars specific channel, which this is why it's even more absurd. This is the only actual official Clone Wars that I got from when the Clone Wars was out. Obviously, I wasn't into them. This, which does that even count? And I got in this. That's not even Clone Wars. I also got some like battle droids. Like, I think one of those is Clone Wars related. The rest are movies. So I have a grand total of like kind of dose in the form of Clone Wars department. And maybe that's my fault. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't the hugest Clone Wars fan. I mean, they did here. Let me show you this. They did this like little like arc 170. How? I just feel so bad because there was a whole group of people that probably wanted clones, but they couldn't even get them, and still can't. I mean, not until September anyway. But there are none on the market now. There have been multiple times where they're not on the market. When has there been a time that Stormtroopers are not on the market? Like, they're always on the market. Recently, First Order, I mean, I can't think of a time in the last 5 years where First Order Troopers weren't on the market. So, I mean, and I know they're technically on the market, like the clones, but there are so few. It's absurd, and the only ones they keep releasing are Commander Gree. Commander Green came out in 2014 and 2019. It was basically the same thing. And it's like the brand new, the Kashyyyk one, they slightly changed it up a bit, like this much. So we didn't get any new clones really, like aside from the one heavy gunner. We haven't gotten any new clones since 2014, aside from the heavy gunner, of course. That was 2017, so that was still 3 years ago, which is insane. And if you divide it up, like we get basically in the last 5 years, we've gotten one clone every year. Like some we get more than others, but that includes the Gree and all the basically real releases with different stuff. And it just bothers me that that even happened. My blue mouth, I had a Slurpee. Where did that thing go? Apparently I wasn't recording or something. I don't know. But it's like we had like I'm upset that Disney did not like prepare for this. Like Clone Wars came out in February. Why was there not a January wave for Clone Wars? Mandalorian was already done. We got the Mando Battle Pack. Why was there not a single Clone Wars set? We knew that they couldn't reveal too much about Siege of Mandalore. I don't know if they're unprepared because there was next to no content for Clone Wars. Like, I was looking around. I think the only stuff they sell on the Disney store right now is a shirt. It's a Clone Trooper shirt. And it was originally labeled Stormtrooper, which I'll try to find in my story. They called it the Stormtrooper shirt, and it had Clone Troopers. Good job, Disney marketing. You know, while I'm on this Lego rant, I want to point something out. There is an episode of the Star Wars show where they announce, it's on the Star Wars YouTube channel, where they reveal the 501st Battle Pack, reveal, and they say, we want to give all our thanks to the 501st Legion Clone Trooper unit, who put all their hard work and their costume dedication into starting a movement to create a 501st Battle. Let me get that clip.
Dedicated fans who make up the thousands of screen-accurate cosplayers around the world in the 501st Legion have inspired a new Lego set releasing later this year. And today we got our first look at this set celebrating Vader's fist. The long-requested set is 285 pieces and will feature an AT-RT walker.
Really, Star Wars? You couldn't get a thing right. You couldn't credit anyone in the Lego community. God forbid you credit any of the fans. I know this diverts into a whole thing because the only fan group they really like to acknowledge is the 501st because they're fairly uncontroversial. But giving the credit flat out to a group that has nothing to do with it and then calling it Vader's fist, like, what? Even Lego acknowledged that it was a fan thing. Like, they're sending the press release over to people over at Star Wars who are clearly great fans. I mean, I'm not going to doubt that they're fans, but I don't think they're knowing what's going on in the fandom. They're clearly not pretty dumb, but they probably see, oh, Lego group of fans wanted Lego set with 501st Troopers, and they're like, oh, you know, the only fandom we know of, it's the 501st Legion, and all the props to them. I love the 501st Legion, they're great. Just, please give them credit where credit is due. Like, where is the Lego community's credit in any of this? I'm not, like, I wasn't even expecting a specific YouTuber. Like, obviously, if they were to do one, it would be like M&R Productions, but they wouldn't even give him that. Like, yeah, and just the whole kind of, like, Lego, like, pushing it under the rug. I don't know if that's them, or that's Disney, or that's Lucasfilm. I tend to think it's Lucasfilm, because Disney likes money. They're like, okay, everyone likes clones, we like money. Great, boom. I think Lucasfilm is almost pushing it away in a sense. Maybe that's just me. Maybe you could correct me in the comments below. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think of this absurdity that only 5 clones, I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you include the old guys, but they don't really count because they're not like, they're like their own, yeah. It just kind of absurd to me. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, there was technically the one in the turbo tank, the Kashyyyk Troopers, but yeah, tell me what you guys think of that. Tell me what you think of the absurdity of Star Wars for saying it was the 501st Legion, and all that stuff in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, do all the other buttons and things. Check out my sponsors, One Stud One and Cape Cantina. Yeah, see you all in the next one. Peace out.